Baby, he fine. But this ain't Frank Lucas, y'all. This is not Frank Lucas.
Only apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love a bone, give along, need it. I don't want no trip, baby, say like
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? Welcome back to the channel. We are back to talk Godfather of Harlem, Season 4, Episode 2, Country Boy. Frank Lucas got off that bus, honey, like a country bumpkin, ready to face the big city and make a name for himself and get hustled all in the first 5 minutes. Because I guess this man, what is it called? 3-card Monty, where they do the cards really quick and he goes up and he sees the white man win. So he says, I'm going to win too. Puts his only crumpled up money up there. They took his money, child, because of course, it's a con, it's a scam. And he goes, and we kind of see the brutal nature of Frank Lucas from the beginning. You're not about to play on my top. Y'all, he's trying. This young actor is fine, okay? He is doing what he needs to do. However, it's just not translating for me. I guess if I didn't know what the real Frank Lucas looked like, I could get past it. And I'm trying to. I'm really hoping that his performance overrides. But of course, all I can do is compare him to Denzel, an American Gangster, and of course, the real Frank Lucas that we see. If you go and Google Frank Lucas, this is what Frank Lucas looked like. This is what he looked like. This is what this man looked like. All right. And it's just, it's not clicking Steven for me, but we're gonna go on because he's not a bad actor, y'all. I don't wanna get that. I don't want to conflate that argument or issue. He's not a bad actor. It's just for me, it's not clicking yet. Okay. And so Gigante is mad, of course, about Bumpy because we know Bumpy is saying, I'm gonna have this business for us by us. And that's not you, Chin. That's not you. And so now Chin is doing the petty things, the passive aggressive things, maybe the aggressive things by having the trash men dump all the trash in front of the Geechee Club. Okay. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Stella can't help but get involved because at this point, Gigante feels like he can't let Bumpy live because Bumpy's got to go confront him about this trash. And it's like, I'm never going to let you be a part of this. Well, then you have a problem. You have a bigger problem than that, Bumpy, because now I'm going to kill you. Stella can't let that happen because, for what it's worth, Stella still got a heart for the black folks. She does. And she just knows that this will be an all-out war. And at the end of the day, one or both of them will die. Gigante and Bumpy if this continues. So she has to pull a stunt and a plan. So basically, her plan is I am going to talk to Columbo. I'm going to get him involved. We're going to get this in front of the families. And basically, they're going to have a vote to get Gigante out of town because he's a liability. Ultimately is what it's going to boil down to. That's her plan. And of course, Columbo's like, well, I don't want to partner with Bumpy Johnson. And it's like, well, you're going to have to in this instance, because now you're going to get all the doogie to sell. And my dad will be out of everybody's way. Right. And so again, she's like, I got to betray my dad again. Now, the patience that Gigante has for Stella, because honestly, I thought by the end of this episode, he was going to slice her throat. I did. I said, Gigante feels like anybody could get it, but it's this obsession with Stella. Now, what I will say I've noticed over these 4 seasons is that now we are getting a milder Chin, because before there was this sick, unhealthy obsession with Stella. It's not so much that anymore. And I wonder why. Did he chill out when he was in the Pinta, aka doing Daredevil, right, as Kingpin? Or just, is it getting older? Is it because Stella is now more mature, maybe? I just don't know. Mamie is trying to become a part of the fine arts community, so she is smoozing this rich white woman, okay, who calls James Baldwin a chocolate frog. Now, respect to the lie, respect to the lie, respect to the lie. But we're not gonna say. Never mind. Mamie says, do you want to meet him? You know James Baldwin. Of course we do. This is the Harlem Renaissance. I know everyone. We know everyone. Bumpy and I know everyone. And kind of she releases Mamie's concerns about, Bumpy being a criminal. She's like, everybody in here is a criminal. All this is dirty money, quiet as it's kept, no matter how they got it. Omar needs help. They're beating him up every day in the pinta. Elise is like, I'm going to get my dad to help. Omar says maybe it's his time. He wasn't able to save Malcolm. Maybe it's his time to go. I want to know how all these people militant in the pinta mad about mad about Brother Malcolm when they're with the Nation of Islam. But we all know what it really was. And we all know that they were pawns used to take out Brother Malcolm, and that it was a bigger organization behind it. But I digress, okay? Frank is out here now as a stick-up kid. He's robbing people outside of the Geechee, and now why are you doing that? Because automatically Bumpy and the fellas think it's Chin. So they got to snatch him up, honey, torture him. He's not talking, all right? He's not talking. And they're like, he ain't lying because I done switched him every which way but loose, and he's still not talking. He really doesn't know who Gigante is. He really is a stick-up kid. We find out he's from the Deep South. And of course, he kind of connects with Bumpy. Bumpy's from North Carolina, I think, or no, he's from South Carolina, and Frank was from North Carolina. And so they kind of have that connection. And he's like, you know what, kid, just get out of here. Just get out of here. A couple days later, though, he's thinking about it and he's like, I want to offer you this job. Chicante's tripping. And of course, this is the plan he comes up with Stella. Still all the doogie. Still rob him blind. Take all of it. Okay. So Frank gets all the doogie and now he's kind of a part of the plan. Columbo's going to come in. This is when we kind of get the action with the families and what's going to ultimately happen to Jen. But what Bumpy doesn't know is that Frank done switched out some of the dope, some of the doogie with sugar and flour, he said. Child, what are you doing, Frank? What are you doing, Frank? What are you doing, Frank? This will, I need to just see what is going to happen because I honestly thought, oh, maybe he'll come up in the ranks of Bumpy's organization. Bumpy will be like a mentor to him, but he was like, no, I'm stealing from you too. there's no honor here. There's no honor among thieves. And of course, Elise now is talking to Mamie. I need daddy's help. Finally, she has Bumpy, and Bumpy's like, I don't give a damn about Omar. Omar in the pinta getting beat up again, and this time he's getting shanked. Then we see a guard come in and is like, unless you want issues with Bumpy Johnson, you're gonna let Omar live. So now Omar he's on borrowed time though. He's on borrowed time for as long as Bumpy wants to take care of him. Child Stella is the ultimate mastermind. We have the sit down and Chin gets voted out. He's a liability to Harlem. He can't get the authority to take out Bumpy at this point. And Columbo's going to take over. And, you know, Chin says, F all y'all. F all y'all. This sucks, but I know I have to abide by the ruling of the 5 families. Ultimately goes to meet with Stella and says, Stella, I know exactly what you did, sis. I know you did this, but do you really want to be the boss? Stella says, yeah, well, here's what comes along with that territory. You're going to have to be ruthless. You can show no weakness or they'll try to run you over. The ball's in your court. So now she'll be partnering with Columbo. It's going to be very interesting to see how the business goes. Again, we're going to have to see Stella ultimately turned into a gangster. We know she's got the potentiality. She's got a couple bodies under her belt. I'm curious about what's going to happen. Frank is sneaky as hell. Frank is sneaky as hell, but playing with Bumpy is a dangerous game. That straight razor is not what you want. You guys drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought of episode 2, Godfather of Harlem. I was here for it. Out of 10, I'm probably going to give it a 7. Okay, I'm going to give it a 7. I think we can build from here. Again, this was one of my favorite shows. This season is not, it's not as good as previous seasons. I will say that for me yet. But it's a grower, not a shower. I'm going to have faith in it that they took their time, did this season right, and we're going to get past this. We're going to get past this Frank Lucas not looking like Frank Lucas, okay? I'm going to make peace with it, and we're going to see Stella as a gangster. I'm here to see what's going to happen and how long Bumpy can stay legit because, again, he's still in his legit bag. But how long? But for how long? You guys drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do everything for me, okay? And I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.